Okay, we're going to do the Lenormand and the She Tarot and just see what it's pointing to today. Let's get these shuffled. See what it's going to tell us today. Oop. Got a card from the other deck in here. Okay. Okay, so first thing out is what's being cut. Consuming, yeah. We're going to have to cut some consuming of things. It's going to get tight, okay? It's going to get tight. So know that that is coming and get ready to adjust. If you're going to be buying anything, do it now, okay? Because the supplies and things are going to be cut drastically soon. Cutting, consuming. It's about the messages being put out, the storylines, where they're going. And the stories are about heartbreak. Yeah. Again, yeah, we do have a lot of heartbreaking stories out there now. Again, tighten your belts. People have to be smart in what they're consuming. And the difficulties, the heartbreaking stories we're hearing on a daily basis now. The light, what's going on today, we've got the light being shed. On those with their privilege. Those that are behind the iron gates, okay? This disparity between, those that haves and have-nots, okay? So it looks like, I'm just feeling like, wow. Overwhelming sadness to the point of tears, just feeling a wave just come through on the heartbreaking stories and those that are privileged that are just hid away and not in reality, okay? The challenge is the conversations taking place. Of resistance. Conversations of resistance, of what we're going to do, how we need to stand against the things that are happening. Okay. So some potential outcomes. We have the woman. Is this divine feminine? Is this something else? Let's see. An indulgence. Indulgences. Those of wealth and power that are indulging. But there is a letter, communication, laws, could be something coming out. Let's see what it has to say. Of a triumph. So something is going to come out to mitigate some of this. Okay. I'm just feeling there's a lot of very ungrounded things happening, and just so many, again, just I'm feeling the fear of a lot of people. I'm just feeling the shaking, like, that so many sad stories are happening, and resistance, and looking at the wealth and privilege and their indulgences. But there are communications that, we are going to triumph in the end. But at this point in time, the resistance, more and more resistance is happening, and communications of what we can do to continue to go out and protest, etc. Okay? And what we can do to end this, these heartbreaking stories coming out. More and more of that is happening, and the cutting of the consumerism and the worry that people have, and just the distancing from those of wealth, and the resistance being built up. This division, that's taking place. Yeah, this one is really hitting hard. A lot of emotion in this with people. People of concern. A big backlash. Big backlash is happening. Okay, there is the light of understanding, though. Okay, the star, the higher awareness of understanding. All of these emotional upheavals are going to bring about, again, massive changes. Massive changes. The communication, the laws will triumph in the end when it comes to all of this. But right now, we see that big division between the haves and the have-nots. And the have-nots are being pushed to the edge. And those of privilege behind their iron gates and stuff. I'm just feeling I can't even put it into words. Let me try to figure out, because there are so many things coming in right now. I just feel this, undercurrent with people like this, that they're just, don't know what's coming, fearing the worst. And those of wealth and power just snubbing their nose and we are going to make it through this time. Like I said, I've talked about this big division that's happening. And then the Hopi and Navajo prophecies, etc. that those that are going toward their spirituality and things are going to be fine, but it's going to be devastating for those that are into the, technical tech things and stuff. They're going to face their downfall. I'll pull another one. Again, the documents coming out, what's written about liberation. It's coming. Liberation is coming. Massive change is coming. Yeah, massive change is coming. We just need to make it through this time and hold on to your faith. Conversations about blame, okay? About blame. We've got to get beyond the blame game. We need to get beyond the blame game, because that just puts you behind walls as well. We need to continue to stand and do what we can do during these times. What's flowering? What's flowering is balancing. It's coming, okay? Balance is going to come. But at this moment, we're enduring, this feeling of we need to cut some of the consumerism is going to be cut. In the end, it's not going to be a bad thing, because people are going to learn that you can live with a lot less than you thought you needed. Now, I've gone through really hard times before, and you do with less. And it does bring in some things. Like my daughter says, she became a stronger person because we had less. And we lived through those difficult times. Okay? So there are lessons that come from it. The strength of spirit, the more difficulties you go through, many times it causes people to then become more spiritual, to reach out to something better. Okay? And that's what we need to do now, rather than playing a blame game. And, those of wealth can stay behind their iron gates and whatever they're doing, but they can't take their wealth with them, okay? So during this time, we need to have wisdom to know that this too will pass. We will get through it, but we really need to tighten our belts and understand that people are in a state of fear. And just like I said, when I was going through this reading, the stories of the heartbreaking stories hit. You can feel this overwhelming tide with so many people not knowing what's coming in and feeling, just feeling like they're in the ocean and they can't reach the bottom, and they're just, trying to stay on the surface for as much as they can, but feeling like they're being pulled down. And it's just, it's like, whew. The emotions that come in once in a while when you're doing a reading. And you just feel that undercurrent with society. So many of these stories that are so heartbreaking and difficult. and that the wealthy that are just think that they are, you know, they think they're secure, but they're not secure. Okay, they're not secure. And there is going to be major changes coming in because of this that will make things much better, but just getting through this time is definitely difficult. So it's saying, you know, watch what you're consuming, that things are going to be cut. So whatever you need to get it now while we still have supplies out there. Get it now, okay? And try not to be in fear mode, but we need to be smart. We need to be smart going through this time, okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here, and we'll see you online.